This is a summary of Britt-Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman. Chapters 1-5. We meet Britt-Marie, a 63-year-old woman who has spent her life being invisible. She's meticulously obsessed with baking soda, cleanliness, and strict order and struggles to interact socially. After learning her husband, Kent, has been unfaithful, she finally leaves him. At the unemployment office, she insists on finding work, despite having no professional background beyond homemaking. The weary unemployment officer, half annoyed and half sympathetic, places her in Borg, a nearly abandoned town, to manage its recreation center. These chapters set the stage for her journey away from invisibility toward independence. Chapters 6-10. Britt-Marie arrives in Borg, a place defined by boarded-up shops and broken dreams after the factory closure. The only real business still running is a pizzeria, run by somebody, a rough but reliable man. His friend Bank, unemployed and seemingly idle, spends his days hanging around there. Britt-Marie, disgusted by the state of the recreation center, immediately begins cleaning it, unable to tolerate disorder. She notices the local children, including Pirate, a one-eyed boy who seems tough but is vulnerable beneath the surface. They gather at the recreation center because it's the only safe place to play soccer. In these chapters, Britt-Marie's quirks begin clashing with Borg's chaos, yet the town starts noticing her presence. Chapters 11-15. The children, Vega sharp, outspoken, Omar, her loyal younger brother, and their older brother Sami, tough, troubled, but protective, draw Britt-Marie into their lives. With no one else willing, she becomes their soccer coach, despite knowing nothing about the game. The team lacks uniforms, gear, or even a proper field, but the children play with passion. Britt-Marie, though baffled by soccer's importance, begins to sense that it gives the children something to hold on to in their uncertain lives. In these chapters, the heroine's reluctant role as coach marks the first step toward belonging in Borg. Chapters 16-20. As the children drag her into their world, Britt-Marie slowly starts softening. She still corrects people, still obsesses over cleaning, but the children see through her rigidity to her consistency and care. Sami, despite his shady dealings, treats her with respect, recognizing that she is trying to help. Britt-Marie reflects often on Kent, her years of invisibility, and her old fear of being without purpose. For the first time, she feels needed. In these chapters, her growing bond with the children contrasts with her stagnant past life with Kent. Chapters 21-25. Britt-Marie becomes a fixture in Borg. The children come to her not just for soccer, but for stability. Pirate, once seemingly hardened, opens up to her because she treats him with dignity. Somebody and Bank, while still rough around the edges, accept her as part of the community. The soccer team loses games, but Britt-Marie insists on them showing up, teaching perseverance. At the same time, the town, though struggling, begins to rally around the children and their unlikely new coach. Britt-Marie, once invisible, is now central to Borg's fragile hope. Chapters 26-30. Britt-Marie's connection to Borg deepens. She becomes entangled in the town's struggles and begins to imagine a life beyond Kent. Sven, Borg's kind and patient policeman, starts spending time with her. Unlike Kent, Sven listens to her, values her quirks, and treats her with warmth. Britt-Marie finds herself torn between loyalty to a marriage that gave her no recognition and a future where she might finally be seen. Meanwhile, the children keep her busy, and soccer continues to symbolize the town's resilience. In these chapters, the contrast between Kent and Sven highlights Britt-Marie's search for self-worth. Chapters 31-35. A crisis hits Borg, the town's fragility and the children's vulnerability come into sharp focus. Britt-Marie steps up, taking charge when others hesitate. Her leadership and care surprise even herself. The children, especially Vega and Omar, depend on her, while Sami shows his loyalty by protecting his siblings and standing by Britt-Marie. Kent reappears, trying to convince her to return to him, offering the safety of familiarity, but also the invisibility she's finally escaping. Britt-Marie must choose between the comfort of being overlooked and the risk of being valued. Chapters 36-40 ending. Britt-Marie makes her decision about her future. Though her life does not transform into a fairy tale, she no longer sees herself as invisible. She chooses dignity and self-worth, recognizing that Borg is children. Its broken yet resilient people accept her as She-Island. Sven's kindness, the children's reliance, and the town's respect teach her that belonging doesn't mean erasing quirks or differences. It means being valued for exactly who you are. The novel closes with Britt-Marie and Borg teaching each other acceptance, resilience, and the importance of community. Britt-Marie's journey takes her from invisibility and loneliness to community and self-acceptance. The quirky cast of Borg troubled children, misfit adults, a kind policeman mirror her own flaws and strengths. Together, they demonstrate the novel's central theme. We learn to accept others as they are, and in doing so, we find belonging ourselves.